What's up, everybody? Welcome to Commentary Plaza on the Queen City Circle channel. I am your host, Jacob. Joining me today are my co-host, Lilith.
Hey.
And Logan from the Suio2 Twitch Gaming channel.
What's up, everybody?
I'm excited to have you both here today. We are going to discuss the new Sony Marvel Studios trailer, Spider-Man No Way Home. Potential spoilers discussing previous films and predictions. However, with all that said, let's get into it. All right, right off the bat, I always say that, and I don't even know if that's the right. Isn't it right off the bat, or is it? Yeah, okay, whatever. Let's talk about this trailer. Let's talk about it. Thoughts, predictions. Right out the gate myself, there was no Marvel movie this year I was looking forward to or excited for. Not Black Widow, not Shang-Chi. Not that I'm not going to go see them or I'm not interested, but they didn't really give me that like hook like some Marvel movies do. Like Civil War or an Avengers movie or like Thor Ragnarok. However, once I saw this trailer, and with as much online rumors that I have been following when it comes to this movie, I am more than pumped for December. That's all I have to say.
I have to agree 100%. Like how hyped up this movie has been, and sitting there, and it delayed and delayed. They've had the next trailer out for the next Venom movie, and they've just kept delaying it and delaying it and delaying it, and it just added more hype to it. Like I stopped stream last night for this to show everybody because I was so excited. Like,
Did you really? That's awesome.
100%. I stopped it completely. I was like, we're watching this.
Speaking of the Venom thing, I just read today that it got pushed to 2022. It's no longer coming out this year.
I mean, it's a Venom sequel, so like, I'm
Unpopular opinion, I was not impressed with the first one. I did not like the first one. Venom is one of my favorite Spider-Man characters, and I do not agree with anything Sony is doing with Spider-Man properties right now. Just sell it to Marvel, please.
That would be the popular opinion, not the unpopular opinion. But I have a couple things that I want to touch on real quick. First of all, is that the same guy that playing Doc Ock? Because is he just like digitally de-aged?
I think he is. I think they did digitally de-age him.
It's Alfred Molina.
Yeah, but it is Alfred Molina, and I don't know if he's had any type of like surgeries or anything like that. I noticed there was a shot-by-shot comparison I saw of him from Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 2 and what he looks like in this trailer. His chin specifically looks a little bit different, but you can definitely tell he's got a different look about him.
So I just looked up a picture of him to double check my memory, because I was like, oh, that looks to me and sounds to me like what I remembered just from years ago watching the film from the Raimi trilogy. And then I just looked and saw how absurdly old he looks now, and I was like, there's no way, because I went back and we rewatched the trailer again, and I was like, he's so shiny. So like,
Yeah.
they're doing something there. I hope it doesn't end up being like too distracting, like when you actually watch the movie, because I know they probably weren't planning on releasing this trailer this early.
That's actually a great segue. We were talking about this off camera, so please explain to everybody, Lilith, for individuals who do not know, like I didn't know today until you told me, how this trailer came about getting released.
Ooh,
Yeah,
exactly.
So apparently somebody recorded it and just started showing it online. Because I didn't watch it, but I started seeing some stuff about it a couple days ago about how somebody had leaked to the trailer. They filmed it on their phone, and it was already on the internet for you to go watch it. And so I imagine, yeah, because the No Way Home trailer arrived 24 hours after the leak went public. So I imagine we weren't supposed to get this trailer yet, but they wanted us to see, like, the fans to see something that was closer to what the actual finished product would look like, rather than have us like watch a leak on repeat. That's my only guess. I have nothing to confirm or deny that, but that's my take on the way it looked.
Well, I don't
Uh,
know if anybody could pull this up, but I did read that Sony went around and found all those leaks after we had this discussion and pulled them from the internet. So Sony clearly knew this had happened, and now they're saving face by releasing their version of the trailer out.
They're probably gonna start lawsuits with all those people too that did that without their consent, and it's gonna be a rough day for them. But
Oh yeah. For sure. But I don't see this trailer getting released this close to Shang-Chi's and the Legend of the Ten Rings release date. It's almost like takes away attention from Shang-Chi.
well,
yeah.
right here you can see something too. So that you saw with Wong, he was leaving, so that's a perfect time frame. Drop this because he's leaving that time frame. So, and we all know he's going to be in
Shang-Chi. Yeah.
100%. So that
we're assuming that's where he's going in that portal.
That's where I'm getting, because he said he's going on vacation. That's my only thought with
to fight Abomination in some like cage death match thing. That's Wong's vacation.
Been weirder.
Yeah,
there's been weirder. I mean, let's be 100% real.
I've heard a lot of like rumors so far that Doctor Strange is acting super weird in this trailer, almost not like his original self, especially with that wink. And of course, I've heard several claims of who he possibly could be in disguise. And obviously the most popular is Mephisto, because fans want Mephisto to be behind something.
So that's why I saw something about that.
I could buy that, but at the same time, like, they did save half the universe together, and we don't know what kind of relationship has been building between Strange and Parker while the cameras haven't been on them. Because there's
obviously
only been...
it doesn't seem like a lot though.
Yeah, I mean, we don't
really
know.
Doesn't.
The only things
he
that
goes up calling him sir, and he's like, no, don't call me that. So you would think that it's been a while since they've talked. Like, that's what my idea with it is.
Yeah, you think they would have had that interaction already?
I mean, we don't know. We won't know that until the movie comes out. But
True.
Can I talk about one of the big things that worries me?
Absolutely. If you didn't, I would be sad.
Let's take a look at the history of Spider-Man movies.
Oh boy.
In the Raimi trilogy, you had the first one, him versus Green Goblin. Good movie. The second one,
I agree.
You had him versus Doc Ock. Great movie.
Agree.
And the third one, you had him versus two villains. One in the form of Venom and one in the form of Sandman.
And
fast forward
Hobgoblin. You can't forget James Franco's Hobgoblin.
But he kind of turned back into a...
He was a villain at the beginning. Come on, we can't discredit that.
Anyway,
surfboards,
he's more so like an anti-hero at that point.
Surfboards were the thing in that time period.
Regardless, then we fast forward to the best Spider-Man movie.
Settle down.
And
settle
the first one.
Way down.
The first one was great. There was one villain, and then we moved to the next one. And now there's two villains, one in Green Goblin and one in what's-his-face? Electro something.
Again,
and
three
and
villains.
Rhino.
And Rhino. Exactly.
Rhino
you keep forgetting the third villain in these Spider-Man movies.
That's because the ones that focus on multiple villains have always sucked and killed the series. And now we're getting a Spider-Man movie where at least two villains are in the trailer.
All four. There's four in the trailer. Let's be 100% real.
There's 4 in the trailer?
Yeah, because you can see if you see in the
We got
part where all the
Doc Ock.
lightning, that's Electro.
That's
Electro's already
Electro.
confirmed by
Yes.
Jamie Foxx. It's already
That-
confirmed, and they're
yeah.
changing his character so he's not blue. I think they're going to go more
The
towards like the
classic
comic.
yellow. Well, the electric
maybe the
looks
shot-
yellow in it. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you can see the electric coming down and hitting Sandman as a giant Sandman.
I didn't see that.
It's in that same scene where you see the electric and all like the dirt and sand and everything. It's right there.
Are we sure that's just not a pile of dirt?
No, it's moving dirt. Like, I mean,
I missed that. So.
hold on, you might see it here in a minute.
I totally missed that.
When
Yeah,
I see it, okay. So
So
there's
there's the lightning strike.
All right, keep going.
And then it's the train sequence, which is ripped right out of Spider-Man 2 by Sam Raimi.
There's one more.
Eight.
There's one more. I literally watched it today, and I watched it being talked about, and I was like, "That there we go, right there,
Oh, okay.
Sandman."
Let
So,
me.
yeah, if you back up, you
Back
can
it up
kind of
just a
see
second.
a human figure made out of the sand. Yeah, so you can see the head right there, and kind of like the shoulders.
That's a stretch.
I think
Let me see if
I
I can
think
like scrub that real slow, like rapidly click pause play.
so.
You can move forward by 1 frame, right?
And on YouTube,
Yeah, on YouTube. It's a keyboard shortcut. I don't remember which key it is.
well, that's helpful. All right, so we see Sand coming out. We see Spider-Man in his black armor, which has already been leaked
Yep.
in Funko Pops.
It's the period button.
Sorry,
Oh,
we're getting more technical
nice.
difficulties.
Nice.
So like you can clearly see like that face kind of figure.
No, I don't see that at all.
I'm
It honestly just looks like dirt when it explodes.
the way it shapes up, it makes it look like it can be Sandman.
So you're
Either way.
saying, so we're saying now, because it looks like Electro is supposed to electrocute Spider-Man. And I
Yeah.
guess in this, Sandman is saving Spider-Man.
Well, if you think at the end of the first Spider-Man, the third one, he kind of turned like he wasn't really a bad guy. He was just trying to help out his family, and
He
and then-
killed Uncle Ben.
Yeah, but Parker also let him go.
yeah, he let him go, knowing that he didn't mean any of the hurt that he made to anybody. But
He killed Uncle Ben.
yes, spoiler.
Already gave that warning.
Spoiler!
If
Yeah,
you're still
yeah.
here,
Uncle
yeah.
Ben dies.
To that one individual that's like, wait a minute. No, I didn't read it yet.
But no, you got Electro, you got Alfred Molina as Doc Ock, and you also have the Green Goblin.
By
Because-
Willem Dafoe.
I'm praying there's still nothing
Well,
in
his
the cast.
laugh. That's,
sounds just
that's
like-
totally
yeah.
Willem Dafoe. And speaking of the Green Goblin, here is his classic pumpkin bomb. When I saw
So-
that in this trailer, I was like, bring it on.
So with there being 4 villains, that doesn't change my point. Which is every time there's been multiple villains in a Spider-Man movie, it's been the last Spider-Man.
I will
get what you
agree
mean.
with that. Only if there wasn't Marvel to back this film up. Those other 2 franchises did not have the MCU to carry it along.
because they're not like they're probably also sitting there at the same thing like, oh, we know what crushed these, we know what ended these, so let's do better.
Well, let's talk
That's what I'm
about
hoping.
let's talk about the elephant in the room here, okay? So this trailer does absolutely confirm that we will be getting returning characters and returning actors from previous non-MCU Spider-Man films. Now,
Where's the other two?
Do we think
Toby,
that Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield will show up in their respective roles as
I'm
the
praying.
Spider-Man that they played?
I want Toby with a beard.
I sure do hope so. I really do. I mean,
Is
Andrew
that
Garfield,
a hope, or like let's make a prediction right now? We're gonna go around the room, and we're gonna say yes or no, or you can pick one or the other or both. And then when the movie comes out and we see it, we will go back to this video and we will either eat our cake or we will eat our words. So, starting us off,
You.
me. I'm going to say
All right, y'all. It's
no.
gonna happen.
I'm gonna say
It's gonna
no.
happen.
I'm gonna say no. They're not coming. They're not coming.
They're coming.
I don't see the movies that Andrew Garfield is doing now, which are more like indie, like independent films. Tobey Maguire is like just got back into acting after a massive hiatus, and I don't see him just getting back into acting to don the Spider-Man suit after the massive amount of controversy and trouble they had with the third one. So I'm going to say no.
I think I'm going to go with yes. They're going to be in there because, first of all, I mean, someone getting right back into acting, they're back into a MCU movie. Man, it's either going to be a make or break for them right there. Like that's where it's going to be a make or break.
They've done good without the MCU, so I don't know.
No, what I'm saying is getting back into it. You know, if you can get back into a MCU movie, it's going to determine, I think, how the rest of his acting is going to be, because they're going to either be like, hey, we're still picturing him as the younger Spider-Man as he was, or he's kind of outgrowing this whole role, and he's on for bigger, better stuff. But Andrew Garfield, yeah, as you're saying, I haven't seen him. And the last movie I saw him in was Hacksaw Ridge.
Yeah, well, check out his indie films. They're fantastic. He's been in a lot, actually. So you think your prediction, Logan, is that both of them will make a return?
Yes, I think they're going to both make a return.
All right. Now we're going to shake the dice and toss the Yahtzee cup all the way over to good old Lily. What do you think?
Yeah, 100%. So here's my reason to back it up.
So I'm the minority here. Okay, all right.
Here's my backup reason. Andrew Garfield went on record publicly saying that he would have loved to redon the suit. But by the time all the controversy settled with his second Spider-Man movie and the script for the third one, it got edited so many times because of the flop of the second one. Him and Sony ended up having a falling out because he wanted to have Parker portrayed as it was canon in the comics at the time. I don't know if it still is. I don't keep up with Marvel Comics, as bisexual, because Parker was bisexual in the comics.
This is Andrew Garfield?
This is Andrew Garfield.
Okay, all right.
And when that couldn't happen, him and Sony had a falling out, and that's one of the things that contributed to the lack of a third Spider-Man movie in the franchise. And so I'm guessing if he had similar talks with Marvel, and
I'm curious, who would have been his other love interest if he was bisexual in those movies? Flash Thompson?
I have no idea. I don't read enough Marvel comics to know.
Because, I mean, they did kill Gwen. Yeah, Gwen Stacy in that one. So that did open the door up for that. So, wow, I did not know that. I didn't know that whole fell through because he wanted to be bisexual. And Sony was like, no.
Yeah, he said that in an interview.
I thought it was just because it performed terribly. And the movie itself was god awful.
But anyway, I would hazard a guess that if Marvel said yes to that and didn't try to make him play a 17-year-old version of Peter Parker and allowed him to be the late 20s, early 30s version that he could realistically pull off,
Yeah, he's still young looking.
then I think he would do it. I don't know why he would pass that up. He said multiple times how much he loved the role of Spider-Man. And then as far as Tobey Maguire has not had a career in so long. Tobey Maguire is almost one of the most infamous actors in Hollywood. Notoriously difficult. Notoriously hated by most of the cast of the Raimi films because of how difficult and how much of an asshole he was.
I liked him. I mean, for a 30-year-old man playing a high schooler, yeah.
And he had all the drama surrounding that illegal poker ring he was a part of.
Yeah. Yes, he did. This could definitely reinvent his public image.
I feel like he would have no choice if Marvel offered him the role to take it. This is his only chance at relevancy again. And it's to play a character that he's already done before. And it's so easy to get back into the role. And if they brought along Raimi to help kind of...
Well, Raimi is doing the next Doctor Strange movie. So, who knows? Maybe Raimi could have pulled a couple strings and be like, come on, Toby. Come on, Toby. Come on in this door here. Don't worry. It's a Dunkin' Donuts. And it's a set of, like, Spider-Man, and he's like, what the crap, Sam?
Oh, too late. The door's locked.
Get him in the suit now. Hold him down.
In my head, like, if Raimi was, like, near on set, even just, like, to help out with stuff, rebuilding his universe inside of the MCU, I think that would get anybody interested from the original trilogies.
I don't think
he definitely will have to play an older version of himself.
I don't think they should rebuild either one of their universes. If they come in, they should not be mainstay characters.
No, I'm talking like
we've all seen
so
like
they have a universe to come from.
Yeah. But we've all seen like
that's the alternate timeline.
Sony's animated Into the Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
So the older Spider-Man in that one, how he's kind of like really rugged and depressed and he's lost everything.
That's literally him.
That should be, that's Tobey Maguire for sure. Andrew Garfield, youthful, but has like the death of Gwen Stacy attached to him still. Yeah. He'll have
the darker side of Spider-Man.
He'll have to live with that. So they've really both got like good character things that happened to them in their own franchise that they could bring to the MCU's Peter Parker, and he can learn from, lessons that he can be taught that they could really pull from like the Amazing Spider-Man franchise and then the Sam Raimi Spider-Man franchise. I want them to be in it. I think it would be really cool, but I think with what we're already getting with Alfred Molina, Jamie Foxx, hopefully Willem Dafoe, that's just a huge ask. That would be like almost like an Avengers Endgame amount of famous actors in a Spider-Man movie. And I don't know. Marvel's great, but I don't know if they can pull that off in a film that is not labeled Avengers.
I think they could. It's Marvel at this point. Let's be real.
Yeah,
it's all
let's be real.
It's all under the Disney cap.
True.
They have the money and they have the power to try to get people into this. So
far, just in this year alone, I feel like Marvel has kind of just stumbled back into, like, he's the person at the bar that had a lot for like the success of Endgame and Spider-Man's No Way Home. and got super drunk and then just like burst through your living room door and was like, by the way, here's Black Widow, and slapped it on your table and then passed out. And then you're like, oh, that was cool. A little late, but cool, you know. Shang-Chi has more potential than Black Widow did. I'm sorry.
I was looking up to see if anybody's like confirmed the rumors or anything on whether or not they would be in the new film.
Well, I did read a quote from Tom Holland. He did say this trailer was it was just the tip of the iceberg of what we'll see in this film.
I mean, if you Google their cast, it already shows Tom Holland, Alfred Molina, Zendaya, Jamie Foxx's Electro, Harry Holland as a drug dealer.
I would personally love to see Tobey Maguire come back to this role. One, because I loved his suit.
His suit's cool.
I like the MCU Spider-Man suits. Don't get me wrong.
Same.
But the older movies had iconic suits, and they were both really good. I loved Raimi's suit, and I loved Garfield's suit. They were both great, particularly Garfield.
I like Garfield's second movie suit better than his first one.
Yeah, but I don't know. I would just like to see. I think it would be interesting to see.
I hope they are both in it, like the other two Spider-Man are in it, just because it's one of those things. It would be a nice thing to see.
Do you have
I would
the
like
IMDb?
them to bring back.
I'm sorry.
No,
Go ahead.
I was gonna say I would like them to bring back Tobey Maguire, and kill him off.
Wow.
Bring back an older, like almost gruff, grizzly Spider-Man.
Kill him off like he sacrifices himself to save Tom Holland.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
He's like has all this like giant webbing up, and then there's just like some energy like electros coming at him, and then he's just like his suit is like done that like old fashioned tear where you can kind of see half of his face, and he's like looks back over his shoulder, and like Tom Holland's all bloody and like looking at him like, oh my god, no, and he just looks back and he goes, and this is gonna be his line. I hope he goes, I have a father. His name was Ben Parker. And then just gets consumed by a fireball.
Pizza time.
If his last words aren't pizza time.
Pizza time.
No. Like have him stop a train again, but this time I don't know, let it rip in him half or something.
Oh my gosh, that's so violent.
You said
if anything, he would be like
he had a whole bunch of webs, and like you mean like a train?
Just bring him back.
What if Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man over the death of like Gwen Stacy was like so destroying to him that he ends up becoming bad and he ends up fighting the Tom Holland Peter Parker, and then Tobey Maguire's Peter Parker has to come in and fight Andrew Garfield's Peter Parker, and it's just like Spider-Man versus Spider-Man, and we have that classic scene of like this.
Yeah.
You know.
That's what I was hoping it was leading up to. Like,
I don't know. I think it would be interesting to see. I know it's a bit of a rehash of what we saw into the Spider-Verse, an older Peter Parker, being a mentor to a younger Spider-Man.
But I love that. I would totally love to see live action version of that.
Yeah, and it's just a great plot point, and I wouldn't mind seeing it. And I think if they introduce enough like elements from the Raimi verse to give that story a good conclusion, because it never really got one,
that'd be amazing.
Then you could kill off Maguire's version, never have to worry about it again.
Gosh, now that you say that, if like this movie can pull off an ending to Tobey Maguire's storyline, I take all my money. Like, please.
Right.
I'm showing my age, but like, please. I love Tom Holland as Spider-Man. I think he's the best Peter Parker. But oh my god, if they concluded Tobey Maguire's storyline in this movie, I would scream in the theater. Sir, can you please leave? Now!
Can you please leave? You're causing a disturbance.
I would
I
cry.
hope I'm right. I sincerely hope I'm right.
I hope you
I have
both
no
are right.
idea.
I
have no
just
idea.
don't see it happening. I don't see those two actors jumping back into this. I feel like they're the type of actors now that they're like, I'm beyond dressing up in a costume anymore, and I'm more about making I don't know how to put it, more emotional films, more grounded films.
See, but there's no telling what their characters could be. They could be emotional, they could be grounded, but more importantly, they could be rich if they did this film. And
Oh,
at the end of the
absolutely.
day, everybody's got a price, and Marvel's got the money.
Yeah, I mean,
Throw around some of those Mickey
if I was
dollars.
Tobey Maguire and
The
Marvel
Mickey
came up to
dollars.
me and was like, it's a blank check. Listen, you could secretly get your poker ring back up and running. All you have to do is cameo in this movie. And he would be like this, like a fifth of Jack. What do I sign? You know?
Maybe
Oh,
maybe
hey,
he'll
then-
come in as that, like, you know,
I love Tobey
as you
Maguire.
said,
Nothing against Tobey Maguire, but I love him. Yeah.
as you said, you know, he'll come in as that kind of like screwed up version of Spider-Man, like hopeless and depressed, and maybe being with this new one because obviously we all know there's the multiverse now. The multiverse has been screwed up, and that's the availability for all of it. It could be, you know, kind of like how it was in Into the Spider-Verse. That could be like kind of an introduction for more sequels, possibly of that too. Like
You think
they just
that would
all kind
be
of tie together.
a detriment, though, if they did kind of, because essentially they are rehashing Into the Spider-Verse? Do you think they're like, we're trying to steer clear of that
Well,
and just
Into the
not tell
Spider-Verse
the
was-
same story of like an older
So-
Peter Parker mentor to a younger one?
so I would think they would, but you know, actually having a live action version of it with the ones that we've kind of grown to love more and more over time, you know, I think that would be an interesting take on it. Realistically, I don't even know how much longer Spider-Man's going to really last with Marvel, to be 100% honest, from everything I've seen and read up on, because Sony doesn't want any part in this. Sony wants nothing to do with Marvel when it comes to it, and they
Okay.
are
See, you've pissed me off.
no.
You've pissed me off once
it's
again.
the truth, though.
Do we
I
all
hope-
remember the time when the internet exploded when his contract ended with Marvel and everybody lost their minds? And
Yeah.
they were like, I swear to God, if you do not bring him back, Sony, we will stop watching everything you make.
I was ready to sell my PS4.
Oh, like 100%. Like
Just take it out
because
there, pour kerosene on it.
Yeah.
you just send it to Sony.
Yep.
This
It's
is
the
what you
burnt
did to
ashes.
Tom Holland.
But yeah, that's the thing, because you know, it's a mutual agreement between Marvel and Sony right now, and
I
from
hate
everything I've looked up and I've read, you know, they're trying. Like, it seems like Sony's doing everything they can to take Spider-Man away from Marvel and slowly lead it away from that.
I don't know
But
why,
this
because
is the
they're
only
making
way they're gonna have a successful Spider-Man.
right.
I
They're
agree.
making so much money off of being intertied to Marvel, and Marvel is literally doing the backbreaking work for this.
Maybe
Do you-
it's an inside deal between both of them that they know that it's not gonna happen, but they're doing it to get everyone all on one side or whatever. You know, get them on board for sales. It could be that
Yeah, it could be
mean-
like a whole big giant like
conspiracy.
Ooh, did you see how the internet reacted when we
Yeah,
said his
100%.
contract was over? Let's cause up some more controversy. More
To
money
get
for
sales
us.
through the roof.
And I'm just like, stop playing with my emotions, okay? This world
So-
is already destroying my emotions. Please, if you take
Stop
Tom
it,
Holland away, I'm gonna be pissed. But I can also see Marvel going like this, like just like, this is our Into the Spider-Verse, Sony. F you, you know, and like,
100%.
look how impressive it is. Look at it.
Just throw it down like a big dude in a locker room.
Yes.
So I want to bring up one more thing that has me concerned about the trailer. I'm not watching the trailer as it's looping, but I do want to point out when he's in the police station,
Mhm.
and they're
I was
talking
gonna get to
about
this.
whether or not he killed Mysterio. So first of all, he's Spider-Man.
Okay.
Second of all, who cares? Why do the cops care? How many people has Iron Man killed? How many people has the Hulk killed? How many people has Black Widow killed? Like all of these
Those are more collateral damage. This would be
Are
more
they?
like, yeah, this would be more like first degree.
I'm not
So-
talking about just collateral damage. I'm talking about when Thor blew up Ragnarok to kill Hela.
Well, that's happened in space. Nobody on Earth cares about that.
Okay, but you see what I'm getting at.
Right,
So,
right. But when
when they
Mysterio
actually end
put
up-
out a video that was so edited to make it look like Spider-Man was like a serial killer, I think it's going to change the public eye quite a lot.
Honestly,
And that's not where I thought you were going with this. I thought you were going to say when he's in the police station and the
I think I know
guy
where you're-
in the white shirt slams down a bunch
Yeah.
of documents. Is that Daredevil?
Yeah, I pulled it up and everything because that's what I thought you were going with.
Yeah, that's where I thought you were
Everyone's
going
saying
with it
that's gonna
too.
there's a huge rumor that's going to be Matthew Murdock,
Well,
aka Daredevil.
I thought he was confirmed.
I have not seen anything officially confirming it. I even have the IMDb and everything up. No casting or anything for.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
I feel like it's going to be just. I don't think he's going to be an important character.
I
I
think
think
what
it's just
they're
going to be a nod to him being in the universe, and then they're going to move right on.
You
think it might be an introduction of him into the MCU.
like before he becomes, well, hang on. Is he a lawyer a long time before he's Daredevil, or is he a
Accomplished
Daredevil
lawyer.
before he's
He's
a
a highly
lawyer?
skilled and accomplished lawyer specialized in criminal justice. Hold on, I'm pulling up the whole.
I know he goes blind before he becomes a lawyer, but I don't know when.
Yeah,
he
he's
starts,
like blind as a
fighting crime.
kid.
Yeah,
Yeah, he was blind as a kid.
But I'm trying to
Oh.
remember when he became Daredevil and when he became a lawyer.
I would have to imagine he became Daredevil after becoming a lawyer, because I can't imagine putting yourself through law school while fighting crime.
Yeah, that seems kind of.
Well, if we are to believe, or if we're to take the Netflix show,
Isn't that the same Matthew Murdock we're getting?
yeah, if we're to take anything in the Netflix show as canon, which it's not, except Matthew Murdock, the actor, that what's his name, Logan, Charlie Cox,
One sec. In the actual show,
the actor that plays Matthew Murdock.
give me 1 second. I don't have that pulled up. I honestly, I
got
just
you.
I googled him.
Yeah, Charlie Thomas Cox.
Yeah, Charlie Cox. He like was taken away by that like blind guy that taught him how to be a martial artist well before he became a lawyer. So he trained to be kind of like the Batman Begins backstory, trained to be like an assassin, fighter well before he became a lawyer. I'm almost pretty sure that's
But
how that show goes.
But you got to think that honestly could be, also again, I've watched like 3 or 4 videos about it today, and I just, gears turning in the head. Could be, everyone from start, their lawyer, which would fit very well in the description because, he is a lawyer. So he could be in there, helping kind of defend his case kind of thing.
Right.
Hey, all this. So it very easily could be introduction for Daredevil.
So do we
Possibly,
think they're just going to introduce him as a lawyer and he's not going to be Daredevil at this time?
Maybe for
and
now.
then- okay.
I think he'll already be Daredevil. He just won't do any Daredevil stuff in this movie.
Yeah, exactly. I think he's going to...
But could
It
you
might
imagine,
showcase him.
though, if, like, Daredevil showed up at the same time? Like Andrew Garfield or, like, Yeah, Andrew Garfield like shows up and he's a bad Spider-Man and he's kicking Tom Holland's butt, and then all of a sudden out of nowhere
A
Daredevil
blind
shows
lawyer
up.
drops in.
Yeah, and just like starts whipping the crap out of Andrew Garfield, and he's like, "You only get one," and then runs away.
Everybody gets one.
Yeah, everybody gets one, and that's where Spider-Man learns
Okay.
his famous line.
But if we're gonna do that, then why is it the Charlie Cox Daredevil and not Ben Affleck?
Because his was terrible.
Charlie, did you actually watch the Netflix show with Charlie Cox?
No, but
His
bringing
acting
back
is
Ben Affleck.
phenomenal.
Oh, I'm
and
talking about Ben Affleck's acting. He doesn't belong in superhero movies.
Okay, that's
Oh wow. Okay.
not-
Don't
I
agree
don't
with
think
you in the
personally.
slightest. I thought he
I
did
don't.
a great grizzled Batman.
I don't know if you belong in this call anymore.
And goodbye.
Well, guys, that's it. That's the video.
Right. Like, how dare you talk crap
I don't like Batfleck,
about Ben
but
Affleck?
Hey, that's fine, Logan. We
all can't be
have bad
perfect.
takes, and apparently this is one of yours.
Right.
This is just a bad take.
Hey, it is what it is.
And I'll never look at you the same.
That's fine.
Not everybody likes vanilla ice cream, okay? There's those
Hey.
some people out there that are
I
like,
hate vanilla.
Sherbert's way better.
It is.
But we're also like wildly off topic. But yeah, I think he's gonna be
So we don't think
kind of like introduced as a lawyer.
No
you might
suit up.
See him like you might see him in the background doing some like a Daredevil stuff, but not in a suit.
Yeah.
Like,
in just
it
his
does some-
in just his lawyer clothes. He's got like
Yeah,
his knit
just some
tie
like lawyer
on.
clothes, and he's like protecting himself or like doing something that a blind person like shouldn't be able
strangling
to
someone,
do.
putting him on his shoulder, like, oh, with his tie.
What if he goes into the courthouse and like gets Peter Parker like out of there, and then we like cut to Peter Parker leaving, and then we cut back to him leaving the courthouse, and he's in an alleyway, and like his briefcase opens up and some of his papers fall, and he's acting like, you know, like he looks like an easy victim to some like thugs that are also in this alleyway, and they're like, "Hey, Buster," pull out like a whole switchblade, and they're like, "Give us all your money," and then he's like, he does a little grin, and he just whips their butt, and they get knocked out. He puts all his papers back in his briefcase, straightens his tie, walks off, and we never see him again the whole movie. And that was just like, that was Daredevil.
Yeah,
So-
that's kind of what I'm saying. What I think it'll
So,
be,
I
except maybe
definitely-
shorter because I don't think with all the characters they have in here, I don't think they have that much time to introduce a scene like that. for
Well,
Daredevil.
Lily, you're missing the point. This is obviously going to be a 6-hour movie.
Okay, yeah.
This
Right.
is what
Okay,
we've been
then I'm
waiting
fine.
for ages.
There's like no way
But
they can do this without like at least 2 parts.
I do have a serious question. So, we saw how, Doc Ock came in and was like, oh, hello, Peter. So, who's not to say Doc Ock's actually a good guy? Because as we saw in the end of Sam Raimi's number 2,
Mhm.
he actually was the one that took down the artificial sun that they made.
Yeah, he made like the hero sacrifice.
Yeah, so who's not to say,
He'll be on the side of Peter.
yeah, just like how, the Hobgoblin was in number 3.
I guess that would explain the bomb too, because he might be there fighting Green Goblin, and just Peter happens to be there.
Hey, and then he could probably think that, oh, he's a bad guy.
But
And
we do have to remember those arms have like an AI that control his mind as well, so he could flip flop the entire movie.
he could 100%. He could, but at the same time, at the end he said, like at the end of the movie. But this is determining if it's going at the end of the movie where technically he would have died, or if it was
Right
As
before
he
the
be-
chip got taken out.
before it got electrocuted, before he realized, hey, I am doing wrong.
Yeah, he wasn't a bad guy in that. He was just corrupted in the original Spider-Man. That's what I liked about him.
Yeah. So who's not to say, it's then or then, around the time he died or beforehand, which you got a very tiny span if you're going on that. Like you got
Well, we could
a
say the
week
same
span.
thing about Electro. Like, was Electro really a bad guy or just like bullied?
well, he looked at all the negatives in humanity and let it,
So he's just
let
gonna
that
come in
manifest
and
him.
just be like, let's burn this world to the ground.
I mean, obviously we see him blowing up cop cars in the trailer, so I mean, I don't think he's
Do
going to be
we
that great.
think that this is a way for them to bring back some dead characters?
It could.
Like get dead
If it's-
characters in the MCU or dead characters in like the other Spider-Man movies.
In the MCU. Like Jake Gyllenhaal.
So that was like a big theory I had when Far From Home ended. I thought he faked his death, and it doesn't seem to be leading towards that at all in this trailer.
Mm-mm.
But that was my assumption. I thought he actually faked his death and then like got out of there.
With all of our speculations, we gotta imagine this is just the first trailer. There's going to be a couple more that are leaked.
And it's
Before
just
the
the
movie comes
tip
out.
of the iceberg.
Yeah, this is just the teaser trailer. So we gotta when they have the full length, hey,
Do we think they'll
This
bring
is-
Gyllenhaal back?
I don't think so.
I don't know. I mean, the door's open now to bring back anybody they want to.
It is.
As long as the actor wants to come back.
Vulture? Vulture could come back.
Is he dead?
No, he was in prison.
That's what I
Yeah,
heard.
And he's
Like,
in that
he's
stupid Morbius trailer with Jared Leto.
Yeah,
Nothing against
I
Jared
thought he
Leto.
was just straight up alive. I haven't seen that trailer. I'm not really too concerned with like the Sony's villain universe that they got
I
going
am.
on.
I'm totally. Because they're gonna like Spider-Man. His rogues gallery is one of like the best when it comes to superheroes. Like he has a great rogues gallery, and now Sony's just gonna crap all over it. They've already destroyed Venom.
They haven't destroyed Venom.
Venom
They've just
is destroyed.
They've just ruined it.
So
No, I like the Venom movie.
My
I think
gosh,
it was good.
Topher Grace's Venom is better than what Sony brought out.
No, I like it when actors play people in movies, not.
Hey, do you guys remember that 70s show? Look at me, I'm in a black suit now.
You could throw out a cardboard box and just write Venom on it, and you'd get better acting than you would out of
Topher Grace.
Topher Grace.
I would honestly be more scared too.
Yeah,
Like, I'd be like, oh my gosh.
the cardboard box has more range,
Yeah.
and I do love that 70s show.
I also like that 70s show.
But that man, like, he's not.
But
he's
that
not a great
Venom
actor.
was awful. Like, it was like,
Yeah.
I need to have my face in more of this movie than we actually need to see Venom, the most iconic part of Venom. So I
Yeah.
was. Do we
anyone-
think James Franco is going to show up?
I don't think so.
highly doubt it.
I know. I was going to say, with all the controversy surrounding him right now,
There's no way Disney is touching that.
What the
hands
I
off,
haven't-
no surfboards in
Oh.
this movie.
Got you. Okay. Just pulled it up. I hadn't heard anything about it. I mean, been out a lot of the news stuff.
From what I heard, Seth Rogen doesn't even talk to him anymore.
Correct.
James Franco trends after Spider-Man No Way Home trailer was released.
Not in a positive way.
Probably not.
I was gonna say, there's no way Disney touches.
Oh
that.
no, heck no.
I want
If they-
I want
if
the
they do, it's a
movie to
suicide
end.
form.
I want the movie to end, and I want that like classic, like a gif of James Franco where he's like this, he's eating the pie, then he goes like this, and then credits.
I'd tell you, Disney would be in hot water with that.
Big time. This movie would not do well.
No.
All right,
You
so
guys
we
got
so
anything
we
else with
think
this trailer?
so we think Green Goblin. So we think Green Goblin is coming back. Possibly Sandman. Well, I'm not 100%.
Still up in there with it.
Yeah, I'm not totally convinced on that scene. And then people were also talking about Lizard from the first Amazing Spider-Man is supposed to be
Yeah.
in this.
I heard something about that.
But I'm wondering how much screen time Doctor Strange is going to be. And I'm wondering how much... They did say WandaVision, this movie, and Loki are all giant tie-ins to Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Do we think Scarlet Witch will show up in this movie?
No. Maybe in a post-credit scene.
I don't know. It depends on how bad it gets. I don't see it leaning anyway that way.
Or what about who was the guy? I'm gonna butcher his name. Chiwetel Ejiofor from the first Doctor Strange movie. The sorcerer that was like, "This is wrong. I'm leaving."
So
what was his name? Baron Mordo or something. I got his Funko Pop.
Doctor Strange. It is. Give me 1 second. I'm pulling it up.
And of course, it's not out.
Baron Mordo.
Baron Mordo. Okay. Wow, I'm
Yeah,
impressed myself.
I
Do
didn't
we
see
think he'll
anything
be
from
in
him.
this? Because
I don't think so.
Well,
I could
last
see
time
more
we
so
saw
being
him,
in Shang-Chi, if it's leading down that same sort of road where, dealing with the mystic arts. I think it would be more so for Shang-Chi or the next Doctor Strange movie.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
What's going on with Mads Mikkelsen's character? When is he coming back?
He's dead. He's like dead.
Was
dead.
he?
Yeah,
I thought
major. He was like consumed by Dormammu's dark universe.
Was he? I thought he was still alive.
Oh no.
Oh no,
He's
yeah,
dead.
I'm wrong. That was the other guy that like walked off and then at the end of the basketball court.
Yeah,
And I'm pretty
his
sure that's
his
who you're
friend.
talking about now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Baron Mordo.
Okay.
The guy
Yeah.
in the post-credit scene of Doctor Strange, he goes back to the one guy that went and learned sorcery to fix his legs, and he like touches him and like sucks out his magic powers, and he's like, "There's too many sorcerers in the world." And I guess you're supposed to assume he's now going to collect all this magical power, and then he was supposed to be a threat for Doctor Strange, but he's just been sitting in the bleachers like for years.
Maybe
So-
he got snapped.
Well, he would be
Jack-
back now.
I mean, we've only had what 2 movies since the snapping.
Yeah.
No, we've only had one.
We've had 2.
Well, if you count the end of
Black Widow.
if you want to count that at
Okay.
all,
If you count the post-credit scene,
yeah, the post-credit scene. Yeah.
you are reaching, my friend.
How am I
Well,
reaching?
No, I was
Those are the
talking
only
to
2
Logan. I was
theatrical-
like, the entire
Hey.
film takes place before the snap, but like a 1 minute segment, you're now gonna be like, well, that's post snap. Come on, that whole movie's post snap.
Also, if you guys didn't see the little Easter egg, so in WandaVision, August 23rd, they had a heart on it. Well, the movie trailer was released August 23rd, yesterday.
No, I don't.
This was not planned.
This was not
This
planned.
was
I don't
not
believe that in
planned.
slide. I think somebody just went and was like, "Oh my gosh, that connection." Because we
I don't
just
know.
discussed at the beginning of this video that it leaked, and now Sony was like, "Oh my gosh, release it now."
That could be something like that, or it could be something of that nature. I don't know. I mean,
I
there's
think
always
this one
room
is
for.
just a coincidence.
I mean, let's be 100%. Out of 365 days, you just happened to pick one where there's an Easter egg in another film about it. You just happened. I mean,
Out of 365 days, they just happened to release the trailer 2 days after it got leaked.
No, what it was like a big WandaVision fan, and they went in and they hacked into like Sony's computer network, and they were like, now they're gonna have to connect these shows, and like leaked it, and they were like, this son of a gun, he's doing half of our work. They're probably gonna give that guy a job.
Yeah.
like, yo,
This
you
is
want
also-
a
this is somebody's
job?
application.
Right, you know, he's
Here
like,
you go.
hey, I just
leaked
did
this
more
100%.
homework for your guys' interconnected universe. Do you want to take these cuffs off now? Thanks, you know.
Let's,
All right, so
we talk about a raise.
yeah, let's talk up with, let's wrap up with final thoughts, and then I got a question at the end, and then we'll finish this up. So
Gotcha.
final thoughts from me. I'm actually pumped. Like, I get that feeling again. Like we were talking about watching Suicide Squad. I've been kind of burned out with superhero movies, and it's almost like a homework and a drag to kind of watch them anymore, including Black Widow. I enjoyed parts of it, but I didn't walk out of that theater and I wasn't like, wow, that was good. I was kind of like,
It wasn't one of those like I have to watch that again.
right. It was more of like, I'm just glad to get out and see like all my friends and family. I was more interested in that than like the movie. Shang-Chi,
I'm excited for that.
I'm excited for it, but I'm not pumped. You know, it's like it's dealing with a storyline that goes back to the beginning of the MCU 10 years ago. And I'm interested in like the fight choreography and the fact that they're all martial artists and stuff. That's what's really intriguing me.
I'm excited to see how they tie it into everything and like get it. I mean, we already know Wong's going to be in it, but
Right.
I'm excited
And
to see how it
Abomination.
kind of gets.
Heck, I was more excited for Abomination than.
Yeah.
I'm excited to learn who Shang-Chi is.
Yeah, I have no idea. I don't, you know.
I mean, I haven't looked up like the Legend of the Ten Rings and stuff.
Yeah, don't go after us because we don't know every single comic book character that's ever been made on the existence of this world. But this trailer,
I don't read Marvel comics.
This trailer gave me that old time, like early 10 years ago trailer feelings that I got from Marvel movies. And I was like, wow, Marvel got me excited again. So, and especially I love this Spider-Man.
I haven't been this excited for a Marvel movie just based off of a trailer than I was for the Spider-Man movie that came out right after Endgame.
Far From Home?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just because I was excited to see like where the MCU was standing.
And that was what, 3 years ago?
Was it?
Yeah, because Endgame came out in 2019. Look up when Far From Home released.
That's what I'm doing.
2019.
2019? Yeah, 3 years ago.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's been 3 years since I felt this excitement, even including the Disney shows. I'm excited for them, but I didn't get this feeling.
In 2 years.
So, I'm pumped.
I think I will take the second to say that I think the Disney shows are almost hurting the franchise more than helping it. Because with the movies, like it would get a little dull when you went to go see a movie that wasn't good. Like Captain Marvel. When I watched that, I was like, okay, I'm sick of superheroes for a minute. Just because it wasn't a good movie and I was ready for something entertaining.
I was just sick of that movie.
Disney Plus shows, like I feel like every month there's something new in superhero that I have to watch in order to keep up with the timelines and everything. And it's just it's causing a lot more of an onset of series fatigue.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, there are strong sides to the shows. The shows that can go like really interesting experimental stories, like Loki. Like when Loki was happening, I was super pumped with everything happening with Loki compared to the other two.
They're good shows, but they are definitely contributing to my superhero fatigue.
Right.
So I see where you're coming from with it. I like it because it keeps us occupied till the next big movie comes out, and it kind of lets us start putting a little bit smaller form content into the Marvel universe. If you get what I'm picking up, like it's letting us more so tie in some more stuff, like, and then like the theories go wild, which I love, like reading the theories. But I get where you're coming from with the respects to the movie, like the movie trailers and stuff like that. Like this one has hyped me up since, I was hyped up when I saw the Loki trailer. I was so excited for it. But any of the movies lately, it's been like, like anything they've shown, it wasn't like, oh hey, a new Marvel movie. It's like, oh okay, a new Marvel movie. I'll probably see it. But then seeing this, it's like I have to see that. Like that, as Jake said, it is that more reliving that big time when. I'd say probably one of the biggest trailers was Infinity War or Endgame.
Yeah. Yep.
Like one of those, like it hit, and you're like, I need to see this.
Just watched it like 12 times in a row.
Well, that's how. Yeah, it's exactly what I've done with this. Like crazy.
Okay.
I'm excited for it.
I am too. I'm really excited. All right. Final question, and we're gonna say goodbye to everybody. Lilith, your favorite Tom Holland on-screen Spider-Man costume? Go.
Tom Holland Spider-Man costume.
On screen, not including this movie or leaks of suits.
It's a tie, honestly.
Okay.
The robot one with the spider arms on it obviously is super sick.
The
But-
Iron Spider suit. Gotcha.
But that homemade suit that he rocks in that fight with Vulture, I love it.
It's pretty
I
tight.
really do love it. So they're neck and neck.
Okay. Alrighty. Logan.
So I'm gonna have to agree with Lily on this. Like the Iron Spider, dope, but the second one different. So the spider suit he had when he was in like London and everything like that. When he was on the field trip,
The black
it
and
was all
red one.
blacked out.
Monkey.
Yeah, the homemade black one. That one, I
the
loved
Nord.
that one.
Yeah, Night Monkey.
Yeah, Night Monkey.
Okay.
There you go. Yeah, I loved that suit, and I was like, And even the name with it, Night Monkey, hilarious. Like, it's not Spider-Man, it's Night Monkey.
Yep. All right. Mine would have to be definitely the Iron Spider suit, and it's also a tie. But my second favorite one with this is going to be the black and red suit he makes in the Stark ship before he fights Mysterio for the last time. Those are my two favorites.
That was also a good suit.
Yeah, where he's like, I love Led Zeppelin.
Yeah. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. Okay. All right. Well, that is our commentary on the Spider-Man No Way Home trailer. We are excited. We can't wait to see it, and when it comes up, we will definitely do a review about it. So check it out when that drops, come around December. And if you watch this, please leave a like and subscribe and tell your friends, and hope everybody is having a good time out there. I've been your host, Jacob, with my co-host Lilith and Logan, and we will all say goodbye and good night and good day. Goodbye, everybody.
Have a good one.